feet quite quick at any point. It takes you into some pretty
gelled and loved being in those sorts of cauldron of fear, noise, and to highlight wonderful people doing incredible things.
You guys, listen up. Harry's not hopping on that jet just to drop by for tea with Grandma. Oh no, this flight to London is nothing short of panic in motion. He's racing across the sky like a man who knows his entire royal identity is on the line. Sources close to Montecito are whispering that this trip wasn't even planned, it's an emergency. Something inside Buckingham Palace has shifted, and fast. The whispers reached Harry's ears, and when he found out what they were about, it hit him like a ton of bricks. We're talking about the one thing that defines him, his kids, and every ounce of his royal legacy, their titles. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex name, that elegant link to the world he left behind, might be slipping away for good. The moment those whispers reached Montecito, chaos erupted. His team went into full-blown crisis mode. Bags were packed, calls were made, and before anyone could draft a PR statement or spin the story, Harry was already halfway across the Atlantic, fueled by desperation, guilt, and the faintest hope that maybe, just maybe, he can fix this.
Over 3 decades, it was locked away, hidden behind the walls of Balmoral Castle.
Picture it, Harry, alone. No entourage, no Meghan, no cameras, just him and his thoughts as the engines roar. It's not just a flight, it's a last stand. Because the person he's rushing to face down isn't even his father, it's his brother. While King Charles quietly tends to his illness, keeping out of the family feuds, Prince William's taking command. And trust me, William's not playing nice anymore. Palace insiders say Harry's begging for a face-to-face meeting with both his father and brother before anything becomes official. He's even ready to swallow his pride, admit his mistakes, and plead for one final chance. But here's the thing, Buckingham Palace, dead silent. Not a single statement, no welcome, no acknowledgement. Nothing. And when the palace goes that quiet, it's never good news. It means they don't approve. It means something big is happening behind those gold-trimmed doors, and it's not in Harry's favor.
You noticed Prince William setting up his own press machine, his own big-budget royal initiatives, even his own—
Because behind those palace walls, something huge is shifting. Sure, Charles wears the crown, but everyone inside knows it's William who's truly in charge now. Insiders are already calling it the pre-succession era, a quiet, unofficial transfer of power. Charles's illness has softened him, made him sentimental, almost too forgiving. But William, he's the opposite. No emotions, no nostalgia, just business. Staff members are now reporting to William before taking any major step. It's not official yet, but the palace runs on his command. One insider even said, it's like watching power shift in slow motion. And here's what's wild. When Charles suggests something, people politely nod, then double-check what William actually wants. It's ruthless, but that's how it works when one man's getting weaker and the other's gearing up to lead an empire. Charles sees a family. William sees a company bleeding reputation, losing influence with every scandal and every tell-all.
Royal family mired in one of its biggest crises in history.
Prince Harry, Meghan Markle.
Charles remembers the little boys who used to chase each other through Kensington's halls, the laughter that once filled royal dinners, the family that Diana held together with her warmth. But William doesn't have time for that kind of sentiment. He's staring at an empire cracking under public scrutiny, one scandal at a time. The Netflix shows, the memoirs, the explosive interviews, it's all poison to the brand he's set to inherit. And to William, that's exactly what it is, a brand. The monarchy isn't a family reunion story. It's a billion-dollar institution that needs to protect itself. He's not here for hugs and heart-to-hearts. He's here to stop the bleeding. Palace sources describe him as his grandmother's heir, in every sense calm, cold, efficient, and brutally decisive when he needs to be. When William makes a decision, that's it. No second chances. No endless talks. He's done trying to fix the family drama. Somewhere along the line, he stopped seeing the chaos as family issues and started treating them like business crises. His new motto? If you want the benefits, you live the responsibilities. Otherwise, you're out.
Do you know what's interesting when you think about it with the Sussexes? They do seem to sort of hitch their wagon to whatever's in vogue.
And here's the thing, he's not wrong. Being royal isn't supposed to be easy. You don't get to wear the crown's glow without carrying its weight. To William, Harry's freedom and Meghan's ventures feel like betrayal, not independence. So while Charles dreams of reconciliation, William's in private meetings redrawing the map of the monarchy's future.
If I speak for Botswana, Harry can speak for Lesotho. But well, from Lesotho, I mean, it was fantastic to get the opportunity to go back.
Forgiveness? Not on the agenda. William's thinking 5-10 years ahead when George, Charlotte, and Louis are grown and stepping into the spotlight. He's determined that their monarchy will be sleek, controlled, and scandal-proof. And in his version, there's no room for chaos, no space for a brother who keeps setting fires from across the ocean.
Right now, the British royal family mired in one of its biggest crises in history.
William wants to hand his kids a monarchy that commands respect, not one that makes headlines for family feuds and public meltdowns. And as much as Charles wishes for healing, William's moved beyond hope. He's building something harder, something colder, older, and he doesn't care who gets cut off along the way.
No cost of living crisis for the royal family.
It's taxpayers' money. Your money, it's my money. It's the viewers' money.
And that's the William Harry's flying across the ocean to confront, the one whose patience has officially run out. What pushed him over the edge? 2 words: the Yorks. Andrew and Fergie royalty's biggest cautionary tale. After years of embarrassing headlines, the Epstein nightmare has roared back to life. And the whispers inside the palace? They're ugly. There's talk of money trails, questionable ties, and scandals that make everyone nervous.
Cutting. I don't see it as cutting at all. My brother and I.
Rumors swirl that this time, it's not just social circles, it's financial links. And if that's true, it's more than a family scandal, it's a royal disaster. Even worse, there are claims that Epstein may have funded parts of Sarah Ferguson's lavish lifestyle for 15 years. 15 years! If that's true, it means the royal name was, at least partly, bankrolled by scandal money. That's the kind of thing William can't overlook, because it's no longer about bad judgment, it's about the royal name being tied to something indefensible. So picture William, jaw clenched, reading reports in Kensington Palace, realizing the rot isn't just in the headlines, it's inside his family. That's when he makes his move. For years, he's watched things spiral, but now, he's done. He knows if he doesn't draw the line now, there might not be a monarchy left to save. The Yorks are his warning sign, a living example of what happens when you let sentiment override responsibility. And so William starts crafting his master plan. He begins with strategy. If he handles the York mess first, it sets a precedent, a warning shot. The message, no royal is untouchable, one decisive move. Now, and it becomes the blueprint for every scandal after. The palace machine is being recalibrated, and William's the engineer behind it. For months, insiders say William's fury has been simmering under the surface. But with Charles too weak to step in, he finally has the space and the power to act. No more asking permission. He's setting new royal standards. You represent the crown properly, or you don't represent it at all. Simple as that. To him, the monarchy isn't a family safety net, it's a business that must survive. The York's downfall becomes the test case, the line in the sand. And it's through that lens that William's now looking at his brother. If he's willing to strip titles from his own uncle, what's stopping him from doing the same to Harry? And that's exactly what sent Harry into panic mode. Because across the Atlantic, Meghan's doing what she does best, turning headlines into opportunity. Rumor has it she's preparing to launch her very own cosmetics line. Glamour meets royalty, except for one little problem. The late queen herself once told her never to use royal ties for profit. He's not flying to London for tea and biscuits. He's flying there to beg for survival. And for Harry, the realization hits even harder, because when those titles disappear, so does everything they built their post-royal empire on. The brand deals, the Netflix contracts, the prestige, it all came from those 3 words, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The cruel truth is, Hollywood loves royals. But without the titles, they're just another celebrity couple. And in a world drowning in influencers and content creators, that doesn't pay nearly as well. Insiders whisper that without the royal titles, their income could crash by 70%, maybe more. The Netflix and Spotify contracts, built around their royal appeal. The memoir, Spare, it broke records because it was written by a prince. Without that, the sequel's worth drops like a stone. And then there's security. Without royal status, they fund it themselves. Millions a year to keep their family safe. Add the Montecito mansion, staff salaries, PR teams. It's a financial time bomb ticking in the background. This is why Harry's flight matters so much. It's not just emotional, it's existential. If William follows through, Harry and Meghan's entire life could crumble within months. But William doesn't see it as cruelty. He sees it as necessary evolution. The monarchy, in his eyes, can't afford sentiment anymore. It needs boundaries. It needs discipline. When the final decision hits, the palace won't look back. The royal website will update. Public appearances will move on. And Harry, he'll wake up in California as plain Henry Mountbatten Windsor. No more Duke, no more royal perks. Just another man trying to hold his family together in a life he chose but maybe never truly understood. Sources say the moment the titles are gone, even Archie and Lilibet's prince and princess status vanish with them. That's what breaks Harry the most, realizing his kids will grow up outside the royal world, watching cousins become monarchs while they stay in the shadows. It's poetic and painful all at once, because this was never just about money or titles. It was about belonging. And once that's gone, what's left? In the palace, William's calm. The decision's made. Charles, frail and weary, accepts it with a quiet sadness. Meghan's furious. Harry's heartbroken. But the crown moves on. Because that's what it does. It survives. It always does. As the sun rises over Buckingham Palace, a new era begins. The age of forgiveness fades. The age of accountability takes its place. William has done the unthinkable. He's proven he doesn't need to wait for the throne to rule. He already does. The family may be shattered, but the monarchy stands stronger than ever, polished, restructured, ruthless. And Harry? Somewhere over the Atlantic, or maybe sitting alone in Montecito, he's finally realizing the truth he's been running from all along. Once you walk away from the crown doesn't wait for you to come back. It closes the door quietly, permanently, and moves on without you. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The Windsor brothers' story isn't one of rivalry anymore. It's a story of finality. The bond that once defined a generation of royals has been broken in the coldest, most permanent way possible. William stands as the new architect of a harder, leaner monarchy. Harry stands outside the gates, staring at the world he once called home. The question now is simple. Can Harry and Meghan rebuild without the crown? Or is this the moment their royal fairy tale ends for good? Either way, the world's watching, because history's already written the headline, Prince Harry rushes to UK as strip royal titles push reignites. And this time, there's no happy ending waiting on the runway.